Welcome to Woke Wednesdays. We do this every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Hurston. I am host of Woke Wednesdays. I'm a third-year PhD student at Florida International University here in Miami, Florida. And we have the pleasure of having some amazing, brilliant, dynamic young women on the show tonight. Would you like to introduce yourselves? Tell people who you are, what you do.
All right.
What you don't do. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Odessa.
Oh.
I am a social worker / therapist / hairstylist /
A woman of alpha.
Yes, a woman of alpha, Kappa Alpha.
Sorority Incorporated.
Incorporated, yes.
Oh, come on.
I wear many hats.
Oh.
I'm happy to be here and meet like-minded people and have a great conversation.
Hey, all
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Hello, I'm Drew. I am a master's student here at FIU. I am majoring in higher education administration. I also make 100% organic natural hair products. So if you're interested, go ahead and go to my website at exonaturals.storeenvy.com.
You got an Instagram page too.
And an Instagram
Come on,
page,
tell them Instagram.
Exonaturals, and then put an underscore at the end. So.
And Odessa, you have an Instagram page
Yes,
too.
please. You can follow me at Otresses. That's the letter O, Tresses _ Otresses. I do natural hairstyles, plaits, box braids, twists, kinky twists, crochet, faux locks. Anything you want, I got you.
You do a fade too? You can give me a fade shade?
I'll do the braids and you can go fade.
Okay, somewhere else. Okay, cool.
So yeah.
And we have somebody else on the show. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Savannah Christina. I'm a student at FIU and political science major. I'm also a singer, songwriter, and spoken word poet.
Okay.
I have a page you can follow and a website, Savannah Christina. Savannah like Georgia, Christina, no H.
And you have like albums and
yeah,
stuff.
I do. I have one album called Mango Season and another one I just dropped called The Florida Girl. So, just talk about my experiences as a young woman, young black woman, young Hispanic woman. So, yeah.
So this is dope. Clearly we have this awesome, just really cool people on the show. And tonight we're talking about something that I think is extremely important and like something definitely worth educating folks about and providing some insight. And I think we have the right people to do it. Tonight we're talking about black girl hair. And this could definitely go into many different conversations. So y'all want to start? Y'all ready? Yeah. And can y'all hear us? Okay. Just want to make sure. Let us know if you can hear us. I think they can. I think we're good. Okay. And yeah, so what is black girl hair? What is that? What does that mean? Whoever wants to get at it first, feel free. Oh, and if this is your first time tuning into Woke Wednesdays, please feel free to post comments and ask questions. Our panelists will address and answer any questions that you may have. So yeah, so what is black girl hair?
Black girl hair that can be manipulated in many ways. Hair that can come in many different patterns, shapes, colors. There's a history behind black hair. The empowerment is black woman hair. Style, versatility is black girl hair. I can go on down the list. It's not one answer. So
Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, and what does that mean to you as far as like with your own hair?
I mean, I embody all of that. Like, you might catch me with a blue wig one day. Like, I love to change my hair. Maybe that's because I do hair, so I'm always exposed to new looks. Like, I have hairstyle commitment issues. Like, I can't keep a hairstyle longer than 2 or 3 weeks.
I have commitment issues too. That's all right.
Okay. And I'm ready to try something different. So, it's fun to be able to try different things, but also embrace me, which is natural and curly and just out and be able to rock it if I don't feel like throwing on a wig. So, yeah.
What about y'all?
I also agree with that. I think it's just being versatile, like we have the opportunity to kind of rock any style that we want. And I know that for me as a young black woman, it's so cool that I can wear my hair up, I can wear it down, I can do cornrows, I can do box braids, I can have a little bit of baby hair, blowing or something. It's so awesome that we have, the texture to kind of hold things in and kind of get it down to the roots of things and have our hair grow. And I think that's just what I love about black hair.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's about texture. It's freedom. Black girl hair is freedom. We're the most versatile set.
So before the show, we were talking about, like, when did you first find out, or were you exposed to the idea that your hair is not like someone else's hair?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to choose my words carefully because so.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, for me, it was, my aunt had a Dominican hair salon all my life growing up. And so if you're familiar with that, we love to straighten, we love to perm, keratin, all that stuff.
Blowouts.
Yeah, and so.
What's keratin?
Keratin is almost like, it's like a relaxer for your hair, but it's not so permanent. It just makes everything a little bit more manageable, a little bit more like straight and
Like a protein treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it can damage your curls.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I realized that my hair was a little bit different.
Too much protein is not a good thing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
When we had to like pay more to get it straightened, or like we had to show up to the salon with our hair already like wet, and in rollers.
Yeah.
And then that's when I knew, okay, yeah, this is a little bit harder to manage than like my cousins who would just have regular straight hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some questions, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I love that question because for me, like, kind of like the same. Like my whole life, my grandmother was a beautician. She had her own shop back in the 50s. Had her own shop on the porch and would do everybody's hair on the block and in the community. And as a little girl, she'd be like, "Come on, girl, come sit in my chair. You next." And like, "Wow, why can't I wear my hair? We gotta get it straight." And I would get a flat iron. I don't know if you know about an old school hot comb
or a hot comb.
Yes, I used to get the hot combs like every 2 to 3 weeks, keep my hair straight, and I knew like, okay, when I wet it, it curls back up. It looks like I don't have a lot of hair, like they call it shrinkage. Like it's so I always knew like, okay, I know I can't just get up and go. Like grandma has to straighten it first, then I can put the bows in and the ponytail, then I can style it after it's straight. And so as a child, I always knew like you got to get your hair done. You're not just walking out. You're not looking any kind of way with me, you know. So yeah, my whole life I definitely knew that maintenance was necessary for my hair.
And I definitely agree with that. Relaxers were my friend all the time. I didn't even know I had natural hair, curly hair at all until I was in middle school, 8th grade. That's when I found out I actually had natural curly hair because I was getting relaxers up until then. So I think that it was all about grease, but then glue magic, if you will. So it was always glue magic, the hot comb, and the process of having your hair straight and manageable. And I always had my hair in braids or barrettes. We have beads, you know, so it was always on point. Mom did not let me out that house looking any kind of way, so that's when I realized.
So the three of you have said something, like kind of there's like a theme to what the three of you have saying, in the sense that you talk about the home and then outside. And in the home, inside the home, it's something that happens. And outside, you have to perform differently, as if you can't expose like yourself.
Yeah, like it's not presentable.
It's not presentable. It's not acceptable.
Yeah.
And did you see it that way, like when you were younger, like, oh, like, you know what, because in a way you're being conditioned, right, to believe that, hey, this is not good enough.
Yeah.
Just good enough.
That's what I was going to say. I was conditioned to think that that's the right thing to do.
Of course.
You're supposed to, especially Sunday mornings, you're supposed to get your hair straight. You're
What
supposed
happens
to
Sunday morning? What is it?
church.
Oh.
Yes. Get some God in your life. Some Jesus. So.
Who that? Did Jesus have curly hair? That's the Bible
I'm
says.
saying, but he slicked it back a little bit.
Oh, not Jesus had gel, not hair gel, not that Jerusalem's finest hair gel. Oh, okay.
But for events like Picture Day or like quinceañera,
that's a big one.
Through quinceañera, okay,
right?
Okay.
Or like graduation and stuff like that. Like
special events.
Your hair needs to be straight. What
Holidays.
do you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's when you're at your top.
Yeah.
That's when you're peaking.
Yeah.
So in a way, did you also feel that just straight is just better?
Right.
Yeah.
Despite of the pain, because I remember when I was a little boy, my little sister is younger than me, and I remember she discovered what a flat iron, yeah. And I would just hear her like
Yes.
like she was trying to learn how to do it, and then she would walk out with all these like burn marks on her forehead,
Right.
and she remembers telling me like she felt more beautiful that way.
Mm-hmm.
And this would take her like at least 4 hours to do.
Yeah.
And even though the humidity
normal.
would just kill it afterwards, right? Or if it rained.
Yep.
But she just felt more beautiful this way. And now she's at the point where she just like, I don't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
Like, so in a way, is it kind of like the becoming of age, trying to also work through these kind of societal implications, family implications?
That's it. Yeah.
Family.
You deal with it inside and outside.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go, what do you see on TV? What's in the magazines?
Right.
Who's the top leading girl in a movie? Her hair's straight. Her hair's flowy.
Yeah.
You know, it's blonde. Like, she fits the mold, whatever that is. So, you know, everybody wants to be the girl and be accepted for a look. So.
So, again, before the show, and y'all, I see a lot of new folks tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you have any comments, please feel free to pose them. We talked a little bit about the show before, about the big chop.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And this kind of you talked about how being younger, you were kind of forced to have your hair and do your hair in a particular type of way. But then the big chop comes, right? And this could be metaphorical too, right? But what did that mean to you, and what made you want to go natural? And also, what does going natural mean?
For me, my big chop was I went out for a jog one day, and then I went to the barbershop, and then I said shave it all off, and that's how that happened. And I think going natural for me was just, okay, so no more flat ironing, no more perming, no more trying to get a weave in every week. You know, let me just let this grow. Let me just let it grow and leave it alone.
Yeah. Just wearing your hair in its natural state. Really, like, the less manipulation, the better. I mean, you can use products, but chemically processed and color, all of that, you know, that takes away from the naturalness of your hair. But as far as transitioning, like big chop, a big chop is a transition. Your hair is transitioning from one state to another, from relaxed to natural or whatever it is. For me, my big chop was wearing weaves for a year and not perming it anymore. And just, you know, trimming it as I go until a year or two later, I got a big afro and I'm natural again. So, you know, there's different ways that you can take that journey, but, you know, it still takes you to that point.
Yeah, like going off of the big chop, I think it was just kind of freeing myself from those stereotypes. So I know that a lot of people would always kind of obsess over my hair as if it were something just like as a prize or it was golden or something like that. And I was kind of tired of that, and I wanted something different where it was more of an internal self-love thing, to know that I'm beautiful without my hair. I didn't need it anymore, and that I needed to, it was more of a personal issue that I had inside, where I went to see beauty inside and then after that on the outside, and then it was just a growing thing, you know. So but I do agree with these ladies that it is also just, you know, freeing yourself from those chemicals and, you know, the color and all that good stuff. I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
So I was telling y'all that I had a class one time where a professor was talking about how she was a black woman, the professor, and talking about black women, and if they decided to wear weave, it was kind of like being anti-blackness. And have y'all heard such things? And if so, or if not, just what are your thoughts about that?
I've heard it before, that you're basically giving into European standards. I'm really team do what is best for you. Like
do
that's
whatever
really
the fuck
what
you
I
want to do.
like. Do whatever you want for you.
I felt an F word coming. That's why I
Yeah,
said
no, but I'm team that. Like,
Yeah.
if that's what you like, because my best friend, she has natural hair, but she always has a wig on.
Yeah.
And she loves her natural hair, and she takes great care of it.
Yeah.
But she likes a different style, and after all, that is what the magic is about Black women, that we're totally allowed to do that.
Switch it up.
So, oh well, I can dabble in this when I want to, and then switch it up. So I'm all for doing whatever you want.
Absolutely. I'm into protective styling. So if I feel like I want to protect my hair, because you can be anti-Black, whatever, but if you're sleeping on your hair wrong, not taking care of it in its natural state, and it's breaking off, you're doing more damage in the long run. Mm-hmm. So wearing weave, there are pros to that. You know, you protect your hair and you're able to wear your real hair in a healthy manner. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had a question. Because again, part of the show is to also not just also speak about our experiences, but also educate. What does it mean to sleep on your hair wrong?
Oh, that is, you know what? I did say that. Kind of weird. When I say that, I mean like not protecting it. Like, you know, women would wear bonnets, which is like a cap or a satin cap, or
what is the purpose of the bonnet for folks who may not know?
To keep your hair from moving around in your sleep. I know some people even sleep on like silk pillows. Or silk sheets, silk pillowcases. When they, you know, so if you pass out, at least your hair is still somewhat protected. So
also cotton, you know, the cotton will absorb all
of your moisture and make your hair frizzy.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, especially for Black women. There's steps that we have to take to manage it and maintain it. And, you know, sleeping on it correctly is one of it, which means protecting it in any way, whether it's just braided down or like you shouldn't, we can't just get up and go. Honestly, we don't have that luxury with our hair.
Right.
So this is interesting, right? Because we were talking about before the show about how the topic tonight wasn't hair. It was black girl hair. We racialized it, we gendered it, right? And in a way, like everyone has to take care of their hair in some capacity.
Right.
Right? Like my hair, if I don't wash it for like 2 days, it gets really greasy.
For sure.
Right? And it's just gross.
Yeah.
Right? But then again, that doesn't have the same implications as someone else. Right? So I hate that the body has to be politicized, but now also parts of your body are also hyper politicized, such as your hair. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to this question, which Vans GMZ is asking, have you ladies been turned away from jobs because of your hair? It's so ridiculous for natural hair such as yours to be considered unprofessional.
Good question.
That's great.
Great question.
Can I go?
Please.
And real quick, one of my little sisters, shout out to Chelsea, she says, watching this as I'm doing a twist out on my hair.
Hey,
# Black Girl Magic.
Put a twist out.
As we discussed earlier, I said I always set the standard in my job interviews. So I'm always kind of upfront that you need to take me as I am, because I refuse to straighten my hair or alter my hair, you know, during the time that I will be in the office or wherever I apply or wherever I work for the rest of my life. I think that just has to come down to what you believe is kind of like right for you. Because like there's no excuse in these standards that they have and professionalism. They're comparing you to, you know, the majority of what they see,
folks.
the white folks.
Oh,
right?
oh.
Yeah, let's just say it.
We see color on the show. Yeah, we see color.
Especially if
you know what?
We're people of higher education, we're degreed, so we're gonna be on a higher level where there's more white folks. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think that, okay, so there are two parts to what you just said, and I have two different views. So the first part is, obviously, it's easy for, you know, I'm light skinned, and my hair is a little bit more accepted than a lot of my friends. So it's easy for me to go in and be like, yo, like this me, deal with it. Mm-hmm. But I have friends that it's like, they almost kind of don't have that option, or in a sense, if they were to present it that way, it would be felt as more aggressive. So I don't want to make it seem like it's that easy, because sometimes it's not. Luckily for me, it hasn't ever really been a problem. I worked a 9 to 5 for a very long time. I worked in an office, wore a suit, whatever the case may be, and I never had a problem. I wore my hair however I wanted to. But I have friends that actually have more coarse hair than I do, or they don't have a curl pattern. Sometimes it's just straight up fro.
Yeah.
And it's harder for them to be like, yo, deal with this, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So it's very difficult. And then what I wanted to say about it's not just white people. Some black people also do believe that you need to get your hair straightened and perm. Like,
that is very true.
definitely. Like, well, like I have family members that'll be like, when are you gonna get your hair done? And I'll be like, my hair's done.
Right.
Right now.
God.
So it's not just white people, but I mean, it does come from that European standard, and some
Right.
of us do buy into it.
Absolutely.
So,
For sure.
yeah.
Well, for me, see, I'm on the other spectrum. I am one of the more curly, kinky girls. So I would avoid that in total, and I know I'm wearing my wig to the job.
That's interesting.
I already know I'm gonna be prejudged. At least that's how I feel. Like, I'm prejudging myself, honestly, looking in the mirror like, maybe I should put some hoops on, or maybe like, how can I spruce this look up? Because it's natural. So put your wig on. Even braids sometimes are more acceptable than just hair out. And then once I get comfortable in the job, I'll try, okay, one day I'm gonna wear my hair. I'm gonna wear my hair this week and see. And the response would be like, wow, how'd you get your hair like that? Or,
not a new employee.
Before I even answer, can I touch it? Like, okay.
And that's after you're through the door.
That's what I'm saying. So I will make sure I get through the door. But once I'm in there, I know I have to deal with those little stares and those weird comments and stuff. And like you said, that's when I have to set the tone.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Sure. Yep.
I know you're used to a certain look, but this is what I'm doing right now. This is my natural hair. Yes, it curls up, and that should be it. So sometimes you just you gotta learn how to work the system a little bit, I guess. But
This is interesting because it seems like a theme, like from the jump tonight, has been, all right, society, right, which includes our families, have set this kind of benchmark. This is what this is what you have to be. This is what you have to look like. And sometimes it also could be like for protection purposes, right? We're trying to protect you from this horrible world. So it's not always malicious, right? But then it seems like as you're growing up and just becoming older, growing into just
you're
everything.
saying like at home they're protecting us.
Trying to protect you, right? But then as you're growing up, it seems like you're trying to take back something, right? In a way, trying to resist, trying to take back who you are, loving
your
yourself.
Identity.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, I don't know any young adults who haven't had a moment where they're like, who am I? And what do I want out of life, regardless of what my parents think, or my family or my friends or anybody. When you get to that point where it's like, I found myself, this is who I am, you're going to accept me for who I am.
Yeah.
That's when you get to that point, and we all, because we grow up, we don't get to choose who our parents are, and they're going to teach us what they know.
Yeah.
And when we grow up and they're able to have our own opinions and be like, I don't really agree with that, then that's when the process starts to really define itself.
So I have a lot of questions, but folks also have a lot of questions. So let me ask.
All
right. So some people feel like this going natural is a trend. Do you think that eventually a new idea of how to wear your hair out will come about? So do you think another trend, basically another hair trend, will pick up as opposed to going natural?
Of course. Trends repeat themselves. I mean, everything resurfaces. Like, people were natural in the 70s. That was the thing. And then perms came out, and, that weaves were out in the 90s. Like, things repeat itself. So that's my answer. I don't know if they're looking for, like, a specific trend.
I mean, I think right now we're going through a phase with black women where I hope this is what it is, where people do whatever they want. I think sew-ins are definitely a trend right now. Some really nice bomb lace with some nice baby hair laid down is a trend.
Is it a bomb lace?
Bomb.
What lace?
No,
what
nice
lace?
faux lace. There's
different trends right now. I thought y'all were speaking in tongues. Hold on.
Bundles still fresh. They're still good. So I think that it's a trend, but for like a certain group of people. And I think what this movement is saying is that you can do what you want to do. You don't have to do the weave. You can if you want to, but you don't need to.
Right.
So yeah.
What do you guys think social media plays, or how do you think social media plays a part in the black girl hair journey or influence? Or I'm sorry to open.
No, you're good. You're good. You know what's funny is I have a guilty pleasure. I definitely have a guilty pleasure.
What's that?
I love watching like the Instagram videos of women doing their hair.
I love it.
I think it's like one of the coolest things ever,
That's
right?
amazing.
So I follow like all these like pages. By the way, weave pages. Y'all need to stop trying to follow me. That
Oh
shit is
God,
annoying.
Oh my god.
But
thirsty.
but like it's low key. It's like in 60 seconds it'll take you from beginning like to end, and I'm like, oh shit, that's
It's
just
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
That's some cool shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's just a guilty pleasure. But yeah, social media and hair. Yeah. Talk about it.
That's a whole nother topic, but
No, go for it.
I want to
Yeah.
know what you guys think.
Go ahead.
I think it gives people a sense of community, whatever phase you're in. If I have my natural hair, I can follow somebody and be like, wow, like she inspires me. Or if I have, weave, I can follow somebody with that and that inspires me.
Yeah.
So I think it gives you a sense of community. You're not alone.
That's a positive.
I think also as a positive, it helps you kind of disguise your hair type. So, if you follow someone who has 3B hair or 3C hair or whatever, you can figure out what products they're using, and then it can kind of go on to like, oh, well, because this works in her hair, now I know that probably work in my hair because we have something similar.
Can you break that down? What is this 3B, 3A?
So it all depends on texture.
L7.
So.
Yeah. Shift, Alt, Delete. Go ahead.
So one is gonna be your fine hair, more like the European, like Caucasian.
Straighter hair.
Straighter hair.
Okay.
And then your 2 is about what, wavy?
Yeah, like
a nice little
loose wave.
Yeah,
Loose wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3B, 3C. Maybe my hair.
Yeah. It's a tighter curl, but it's still soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have
4C, which is the kinky.
Yeah.
You wash your hair and you have a mini afro, but your hair is really down your back type of deal.
Now, how do you feel about the word nappy, though? A lot of people wanted to say 4C is nappy and this and that. And
Ooh.
I
don't want to sound ignorant, but it is nappy.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't know, like even like Martin, BDB, and Nappy Nap, like.
So what is nappy? Can you
nappy?
explain this?
I mean, I can Google it. I don't know.
Oh.
Let me give you the Webster's dictionary, because nappy hair is coarse, curly,
not
hard to detangle, unkept. Well, no, not even unkept, because some hair you can comb it and it's still gonna be nappy. Like it's just that coarse. That's interesting. I want to see nappy.
Savannah, you made a face when we're talking about 3C and H2 and
Afro texture.
No, I think it's great to find
Afro texture.
Nappy hair, yeah.
That's
They call
Well,
it Afro
it's
That's a
relative
horrible
because somebody with
definition,
straight
yeah.
hair might look at somebody with what is 2C and loose curls
Yeah.
and say it's nappy.
You kind of like to see.
So yeah, it might say that it's nappy. But no, I mean I think it's dope that people can identify with whatever curl pattern they may have, but it's just like then it starts turning into like a West Side Story or something. Hey, we're the 4Cs. No, we're the 2Cs.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like it's just like
yeah,
it's just fine.
You guys gave the positives of the social media. I was gonna give the negative. Like it turns
Go
things
ahead.
into a competition.
Yeah.
You scroll online, you see these girls that try a product and put it in there, bam, look, and you try the tutorial at home, and you looking like a crazy person in the mirror. And it's like, it discourages you because you're like, why can't my hair turn out like that? Or why? Or even the 4C, the kinky ones. It's like, are we missing steps or something? Like, why does it look so good? And I'm doing everything you told me to do.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it can make you discourage you or make you feel a little insecure when you can't achieve the look. And, you're trying to give your hair a try, and it's just not.
And even with social media, it seems like, again, like your hair is just, but reduced to a performance for somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Deep.
I be saying deep shit sometimes. People don't be listening. Right? But yeah, like that's kind of what so I follow a lot of barbershop right stuff. And it's like, oh damn, his lineup is crazy, right? And then I'm going to my barber, yo, like why can't, what's wrong with you and your clippers? And it's like, that's your hair.
Yeah.
And it's like now it gets into like this self-judgment, this like shit, what is wrong with me?
Right.
Kind of thing. And I think things are not necessarily good or bad, but they can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because once you start questioning what's wrong with me, then something that was meant to be empowering right, is now used as a tool to just oppress you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
There
So
goes.
I'll be saying
There
y'all better write this shit down.
I'm
But yeah, so I have another question. Well, I don't have, but Kimmy has another question. Have you had non-melanated people touch your hair? If so, how did you respond? And even melanated people. I'll throw that in. Yeah.
Okay. Melanated people, sometimes they're a little extra comfortable.
Oh.
Like, girl, where you get your bundles from?
Oh.
Girl, these braids. It's like, I just got them done. Wait a minute. Yeah, so black, like, they have the past to do that.
Yeah.
As far as non-melanated people, I would go back to work, probably. Like, people that I was, your work friends that you're cool with, and so some supervisors that want to be cool, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your hair like that, and they start touching. So have to just be like, well, thank you, but it took a long time to get it like this, so we don't want to touch it. Like, something nice or professional to kind of let them know, like, personal space is important.
Right. Yeah, I had a woman at my job that basically wanted to pet me.
What's her name? What is her name? What's her Instagram handle?
Yeah, and I was just like, it was very weird. My coworker was like,
she was a white woman?
It was a white woman. Yeah.
Oh. Look, Becky. Oh, And so, how do you react? Do you kind of hey, Because low key, that's some sexual harassment type shit, right? You can take that shit to HR real quick and be like, hey, this is this and this happened.
Flip it.
Well, I had a professor who touched my hair in that way. And I knew that she didn't mean anything by it, but at the same time, it offended me just because she just thought she could just go in for a reach and go, oh, your hair, it looks so different. And I was like, what do you mean, And she just grabbed for my hair and thought it was okay without asking. Now, I have a lot of people ask me beforehand, and I respect that, and I'll go, yeah, you can touch my hair. But sometimes I question, why do you want to touch my hair? Like, what makes it so different? Like, why am I, like you said, petting your hair? Why are you trying to pet my hair? Like, what is it? Like, what?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just confused. Like, are we dogs?
Yeah.
Is it like? Yes, it's a different texture. I get it.
It is. It is a different texture, and it's weird, and people should definitely ask. But thinking about life from a different perspective. If I didn't have curly hair, I'd be mesmerized. If I saw some curly hair, I would really be like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
This is like a cloud on your head.
That's
Please.
Yeah, that's what I was
I really
thinking.
wanna
It's
know.
like
Wow.
orange to some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
So
How the curls? How does that grow out of your head? Because all they have is straight hair.
Yeah.
Like some white people, they perm their hair to make it curly.
Yeah.
So that they
a
can.
lot of people.
I have a Colombian friend, and she has some pretty black long hair down to her booty, and the way that it shines in the light, whenever I see her, I just
Sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah. So sometimes it's a compliment, but people need to do it respectfully.
And it's not just natural hair week too. Like if my hair is laid and they're gonna touch it too. I had one lady on the elevator. Is that crochet? Is that? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like strangers. So I don't know. It's just.
I think what made me so hesitant about it before was the pain that was it was pain in my hair, I guess.
Yeah.
All the pain that I've been through regarding having to just bro, don't touch. That's the alarm song. Don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
This there's so much emotion right now with this. Please don't touch it. I struggle all morning. Please don't touch the hair.
Thank you. Please.
So that might be part of the hesitation people ask.
So I used to talk to this girl, and I was just so fascinated by her hair. I'm not gonna lie with it. And I'm used to this, but I was still fascinated. I'm like, damn, because I don't even think it was her hair. It was the confidence that she put out with her hair.
Yeah.
It was just freedom.
Yeah.
The shit would get tangled up. She did not give a fuck about it. She just wore that shit. She had this swagger to her. I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. And I was just shit. And she didn't put anything in her hair. She just out. And I was like, damn. And sometimes, I love your point about, you said the Colombian homegirl. It's sometimes we're kind of fascinated by what seems exotic to us.
Yeah.
And someone can seem exotic right? If they're white.
Yeah.
If you didn't grow up around that, right? Or if that might seem exotic to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting, like, I think it is about invasion of privacy and respect, right? But I also understand why it's interesting, like, when I have friends who aren't from South Florida and they go maybe, like, to the South or, like, the rest of the United States. Like, I'm so offended. They didn't know I was this ethnicity. Why would they? Like, they've never been educated. Like, everyone they surround themselves with isn't I don't know, from St. Kitts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so why would they know what a petition is?
Wow.
Like seriously, like why would they know? So I also understand that people are tired of educating folks about themselves. I also get that. But there is another side to this story, right? Which is sometimes harder to empathize with, because it also kind of could mean your safety, also at a deeper level, right? Let me see. So we have another questions. So a comment. Kimmy saying, "I know exactly what you're talking about." And okay, so this is wow. Okay, I like this question. Vans GMZ is saying, "What would you ladies tell your 10-year-old selves?"
Oh, God, Jesus.
Oh, come through with the deep questions. Okay. Oh, 9.5. I mean, we'll take 9.5, 10, something like that.
You are enough.
Oh.
Literally.
Beautiful.
You are beautiful. You are enough. I did not hear that enough growing up as a child. So, yeah, I probably would have avoided a lot of heartache and self-sabotage and self-negative talk, believing that I'm not enough, and not liking what I see in the mirror and not believing in myself. And, being able to wear my hair or, rock a certain look and not care what other people's opinions are.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the fear will bind you. The fear of other people's opinions and the fear of what other people will think and the fear of not being enough will bind you into a little bubble and block all of your blessings. So I know that was deep. You can keep that one. But
I wrote that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's where I'm at in life. Like, you are enough. And whoever doesn't feel that way, keep it moving. F it.
F, that means fuck you. That's what. Yeah. Anyone else?
She got that.
Oh, she got that.
Tell my 10-year-old self that.
When you go back, like, I look at it like, if I had a 10-year-old daughter, if I had a child, or if I was the mother of myself and seeing what I went through, how would I handle that? Like, my mother did not handle things the way I probably would as a mother. Be like, I needed you to say this to me. I needed you to be a little more attentive to this situation and not just ignore it because we don't want to handle problems, deal with hard stuff. So that's how I look at it. Like, you gotta keep talking and empowering, and even if you know it, it's like you only pray when you do bad. Don't you pray when you do good too?
Nope.
You gotta work on that.
Singing out loud, sorry.
That's the thing. Like, you gotta always hear those things.
I think one of the sad things is the word. Yeah, one of the saddest and just kind of disappointing parts of this is that as a child, and this manifests in different ways. It's not just hair, and it's not just for black people or black women. This happens, I think, to everybody in some capacity, where you're kind of taught that you're not enough, right? Not beautiful enough, not skinny enough, not light enough. Your hair isn't straight enough. You're just not enough. Or sometimes that you're just too much of this. Oh, you're just to this. Oh, I have a lot of my gay friends who are like, shit, sometimes I feel like I'm not gay enough for someone else. Or maybe, so you constantly hear these things, right? And it seems like, unfortunately, for a lot of us, we have to, if we could go back and tell our 10-year-old self something, it's, you're just enough. Yeah. We're not even saying that you're more than enough. We're just trying to tell ourselves that, hey, you're...
Because being more than enough, you have to hold on to that standard of being more than enough. So being enough is just you.
Yeah.
It takes nothing to be yourself.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today because a lot of times we compare ourselves to people, especially in the social media age. We compare ourselves to so many different things. And it's like, it sounds corny, but nobody else can be you.
Yeah.
You are you, and that is your superpower.
Yeah, I think
we always tell kids that.
Yeah, you gotta talk to yourself like, bitch, you are dope. You are that bitch. bitch. Like I be riding the car like you are that bitch. Like you do something, you accomplish something, or you're productive for the day. Like talk to yourself. Tell you pep yourself up because you are. Nobody else is you. But you.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think hair, and because for the show, like, do you think hair is a way of being able to do that with each other?
Absolutely.
Oh
yeah. Absolutely.
For sure.
You ever hype somebody up? Be like, hey man, you doing it today? Like with your hair, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, you wouldn't catch me without weave in my head at one point in my life. So now I like to rock my natural hair and try different styles and not feel a way that I'm not wearing any weave. It's like, yeah, I've gotten to that point.
It's, you know, it's interesting. So I grew up playing piano in black churches, right? And my pastor's wife, I've known her for like at this point, like I don't know, like 18 years. I don't know.
Wow.
When I first met her, she used to always wrap her hair. She would never, she used to make sure her hair was done before she ever saw me. Right. Then about like 5 years ago, she came downstairs and she had her hair wrapped, and I made a joke about it, right? Because if you know me, I joke about everything. I'm like, hey, I see you with the hair wrap, with the silk hair, right? I said something like that, right? And she's like, oh my God. But we had a conversation about how it took her so long, and she considers me like a son. I call her mom, right? Even with someone who she considers like family, and I'm talking about her because she couldn't have children, and she talks a lot about this as far as empowerment and women. She couldn't have children, so anyone she sees that's younger, right, and she really cares about, she calls them her children, right? So she was saying, even with you, as I see as a son, I still didn't even feel comfortable for a long time coming down with my hair wrapped.
Wow.
And I was just like, damn, right? And I think it's one of those things that I wish we need to talk about more, for sure, because someone commented today on like the promo video. It's like, damn, we really got to talk about the way our hair just grows naturally out of our heads. And I was just like, well, damn, like shit, like,
and like we were saying, the blessing of having hair. Like everybody doesn't even have hair. Would love to rock their hair. Like once you have a different perspective on life and you survive cancer or some type of skin condition, it's like, oh, I'm gonna wear this hair. It's coming out my head. I'm gonna wear this hair, and I'm gonna love it. Like sometimes you go through things in life, and it definitely changes your perspective to be like that. Worrying about not wearing weave was so minimal in my life. Like worrying about how I look, that's the least of your concerns. Like in life, in retrospect, really.
One of my aunts, she's a black woman, and she lost all her hair, and it was really interesting to see how my uncle just supported her through all of this.
That's beautiful.
Right, and her hair actually like grew back, like it was really quite amazing, and I never, as a dude, dudes will lose their hair too, and it's also very much a self-conscious thing, right? Some dudes will be like, we say in denial, they will just shave it off. Seriously, come on. But it's like, and even now I'm thinking about this conversation has led me to think, I'm like, damn, why am I telling a dude to shave it off? Right? We have these kind of social norms that your hairline should be here, and if it's back here, you look all fucked up. Like, and it's like, well, damn. Now I'm questioning. Like, I'm like, I go to the barber every single week. Like, once a week, I'm at the barbershop. Like, because the stuff, it's crazy how hair kind of governs and manipulates us in a way, or the societal standards about hair. Kind of, and it's, in a way, I'm thinking it's kind of sad at this point. It's just got depressing for me. Yeah, this is crazy.
It is.
People spend thousands of dollars just to try to be good enough.
Listen, like I said, I do hair at oldtresses_, and I have had women who were paid to get their hair done before they pay a light bill or before they feed their kids. Hair is done, and the house looks a hot mess. So it really changes your priorities in life when like that's all you care about, and that's all you focus on is your look. Like, but are your kids fed? Are you emotionally stable? Like, what are you doing for yourself?
So I think the most important thing then, like with that, is just accepting yourself.
Yeah.
Just really accepting whatever state you happen to be in at that moment, whether
Yeah.
you can afford to get the weave or not.
That's another
you can
thing.
be chilling.
Because imagine the stress of not being able to afford hair.
Yeah.
And you feel so insecure, but God, it's like, I do want to pay my bills. I don't want my lights to be off. I want to be responsible, but look at me. Like, imagine that feeling. I've been there.
I have a homegirl, beautiful, absolutely brilliant, and she takes out school loans to pay for her hair.
Oh. Jesus.
Like, this is a very real thing. Like, you're like, and I think that's one thing I hope people kind of get the sense of. This is a very real thing that we're talking about. This is like, people aren't making this shit up.
No.
And so we don't have a lot of time left.
Wow.
I know. One thing I want to ask Savannah about, like, you wrote a whole song, right? Sing it. No, I'm kidding. You wrote a. You were about to sing. You wrote a whole song about hair, about your afro. Like, that's like, right? It's called Afro.
Yes.
And this is interesting, right? I analyze stuff, right? So because you're saying run your fingers through my afro.
Yeah.
Right? That could mean, to me, like, the way I kind of took that line is telling the person that you're also very comfortable about yourself and I trust you, right? And it can be, that's the beautiful thing about music, where it can be interpreted in many ways.
Yeah.
But in a way, again, because we're talking about black hair, it's also making a political statement.
Yeah, for sure.
So when y'all hear a sentence like that, what do you think? And could you kind of tell us what that line means to you?
For me, it was just embrace it. And a lot of times, like, we think it's less feminine to have a fro. It look like a Jackson 5 or something. Yeah. Like, how I'm gonna go to the club, because I be at the club in VIP, you know what I mean, with a fro.
You can put some hoops on, you're good.
Yeah, but the song is just to say, this is feminine, this is sensual. Don't be afraid of it. I know it's coarse. I know it has a lot of history. I know it has a lot of pain. But run your fingers through it. Like, we good.
Oh, shit. You better just rewind.
I'm done. So that was it.
If your hair could talk, then what would it say? I'm just set this wine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking care of me.
Absolutely.
Not the light voice. Not the incense voice. Oh.
Really? Because I have burnt my hair off. I have cut it by accident. I have patches here, long pick. Like, I've been through every phase besides the big chop, you know. I had a gradual chop. So yeah, like, thank you. I'm moisturizing her a little more often. Like, I'm giving her more attention and not just slapping a wig on and there's no maintenance underneath the wig, or, you know. So yeah, my hair definitely thank me right now.
I always tell everyone, like, my hair is happy.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things I always say to people is, she's happy today, you know, she's out, you know, she's living her best life.
Yes.
Because I really feel that way. Like, and I feel like we have some type of, for some reason, I feel like the fro just gives us a little bit of power. Or even if you don't have a fro, but just something to just be proud of, because it's naturally, it grew from your hair, you know, it's taken care of. And I don't know, I just think that it's just, it makes a statement, and it kind of shows who you are. Like you said, confidence. It's a confidence thing too.
Owning
like
it.
you own it.
Yeah, that's
like
powerful.
This is my fro. Like,
that's
I need
powerful.
to walk around like, hey, what's up? Like, this is me. You know.
Powerful.
And some people know you as that, the girl with the fro,
Mm-hmm.
the girl with the blonde hair. You know, like something like that. It's really cool how people can kind of.
Does that get annoying?
I don't have that problem. I switch it up a lot, but
Yeah, I don't think it's, you know,
it's cool.
yeah.
But I want people to know
that
that at any moment,
I can switch it up.
this could all be gone. So
Right.
you better find something else you like about me.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
so that brings us to something we talked about before the show, about partners, right? And about potential partners, and whether that means long term, for 2 hours, for the weekend, summer. Y'all feel free to insert, right, the longevity of y'all's romance, if it's even that. Is that something you take into account? You talk about them going to the club, right? You know, how am I looking? Not just for myself, my homegirl, but also for somebody else, right?
True.
So y'all feel free to.
There are different expectations depending on what that person is around for. But if it's somebody that you're taking serious and it's long term, it's always good to let them know. I mean, if you're that type of person, hey, like, I hope you're not with me for, for this specific reason, or it's not always as perfect as you might walk in and I might be doing a twist out. You might walk in and I might have
What's a twist out? Okay, we talked about it before. What is that? Come on, for the people that might not know.
You got that.
A twist out, where you literally put your hair in sections and twist it. You put product on it and you literally twist it. Mm-hmm. And then some people sleep with it overnight, or they put it under the dryer. You want to make sure it's dry. Absolutely. Untwist it, fluff it out, and you have a twist out. Yeah. Style it as you like.
So do you ever feel like you're kind of policed by a potential suitor or partner or current one? Right? That it's like, oh shit, you know what? I gotta do this real quick so they can find me as attractive as when they first met me, or
I've definitely experienced that. I'm in a long-term relationship, so when I first got with my boyfriend about 4 years ago, he disclosed to me that he used to date nothing but white women, Spanish women, because he felt like black women were harder to deal with. That's a whole other conversation. But and then the hair. He loves straight hair, long straight hair. So at the beginning I was natural, and I would ask you, of course I do hair, so I would like to switch it up, curly straight. I'm like, hey, what do you like? Let's see. Oh, I like the
gentlemen,
straight.
That's a trap.
That's a trap.
Gentlemen, that is a trap.
Yes.
I know a trap.
He would always go with the straight.
Yeah.
Even if it's a short straight. Oh, make it a little longer. I like the longer one. So that was always a thing. Then I started walking around in front of him with the cornrows. Ladies that wear wigs know the cornrows. And he would make little comments like, oh man, you looking like a boy, and it would hurt my feelings at first, but I'm like, well, this is me, and then he would reassure me like, I love you. It's fine. It's just different. I have to get used to it. And like you said, when you own it, I own it. Because under these braids, I'm not bald headed. I have hair. I can pull it out. I can straighten it. Whatever. But you just, once you get secure, then you're not really too worried about that. But it definitely has happened. Like in my family, I've had family members be like, why didn't you do your hair? And I'm like, I did do my hair. It's natural.
And even if you were bald headed, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
That part.
Thank you for that. That is true. Because the short hair, women are beautiful, and it's even easier. Get up and go. Put a little product, play with it, and go. It's nothing like the big chop. How did you guys style your hair when you had the big chop?
I woke up and I went
there you
about
go.
my merry way.
Yeah, so and that's a beautiful thing. Like, imagine how much time you get to sleep in when you have to do your hair.
Oh, not to sleep in.
I'm telling you.
I had another experience.
What did you do?
There was a lot of maintenance to mine.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's why I'm really happy it has grown back, because I found it a little different and difficult, which is weird.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So when I big chopped, I don't think my hair was like it just didn't know what to do. Like it was like, whoa, what the heck? So my curls were cool, whatever, but I had to find new products. I had to figure out how to kind of manage it in a different way, because it didn't need as much conditioner, it didn't need as much gel, it didn't need all this stuff to it. So
is that when you started making your own stuff?
Yes,
wow.
That's another story right there too. But it was definitely difficult because it was just like it would grow very quickly, and so you're always trying to kind of maintain it, and then you got to start a new part and you got to do different things to it. So it would just be like, no, I'm frustrated, I don't know what to do, and you can't put your hair up anymore. So I don't know, sometimes it was a hate-love relationship, but overall I love doing a big chop. I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again.
It's like that in-between phase.
Like, it's just that in-between phase that kind of just gets you. But other than that, like Savannah said, like, we will do this again, and we will switch up very quickly. Like, it's nothing to us, because we've been there and we've done it, but two, it's just liberating. We're free to just feel good about ourselves. That's all that matters. That's what we're trying to get at, is like it's all about feeling good inside. Like, it doesn't matter, this does not matter. It's so temporary. It can go away like this. Like she said, sickness, illness, anything.
Stress.
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 So,
anything can happen.
She said chicle. Oh, okay. We're about to translate. This is a bilingual show. So we have like 3 minutes left. What y'all said tonight was, I think, obviously insightful, but also extremely impactful. So if you could tell folks, however you're defining folks, something, a little 30-second little spiel or some and parting words, what would you say?
I would say love yourself. You know, while you're here on earth, you don't have forever, so you better accept yourself now and deal with it and rock it and be confident, because that's really the key. Yeah.
Okay. That was just like 8 seconds, but we'll take that too.
Oh, that was supposed to be more.
I said 30, but it's okay. It's okay. No one's counting. No one's counting. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, you go. I lost my thought.
Yeah, I have to piggyback off of Savannah. Like, just love yourself unconditionally. I mean, you are beautiful just the way you are. Kind of take away your hair for a second and like look at what's in the inside and kind of, you know, realize that you're beautiful in that way, you know. There's a lot of pressure on us, you know, to have our hair a certain way or have it done, find certain products, all this stuff. But I think that it's just more about, it's just love, like loving ourselves. Like, I don't know, I just cannot stop reiterating that, just because it's like we need more of that, especially in the Black community. And I feel like sometimes we just don't get enough of that. And I think as women who are natural, we can empower each other continuously if we continue to do what we're doing. And this discussion just empowered me, you know, hearing different perspectives. I'm like, wow, like I didn't even think about it like that, and I didn't know you went through that. And so just that, it's like helping me dismantle some of the things that I used to think about, you know, and I'm just like, wow, like I needed this, even though we might think we know it all, and, you know, we don't, you know, and like she has a different hair texture, and she might have something completely different than how I think about hair, you know, you do too. So we need to keep that in mind, but always be there for one another and continue to compliment each other, empower each other, compliment each other, and don't be like negative, because we need each other, like no matter what. And I think that's it, like
Okay. I mean, I just want to say, whoever's listening, whatever you're going through, you will get through it.
Absolutely.
You know, like the journey is what it is, a journey. And it may seem impossible, and your mind may be telling you some irrational things, and you believe like this is just it. Life will never change. I'm never gonna wear my natural hair, whatever it is. You'll get there. With work, focus, and a plan, you'll get there.
Absolutely.
Like I've been there while I was depressed and wasn't sure of myself and didn't hear enough compliments and felt like I needed validation from other people because I wasn't complimenting myself. You know, but I can let you know, you'll get through it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got the fuck it attitude in me right now. And you know, not to say fuck you, because I love everybody. But it's like you either accept me or you don't. And sometimes you gotta tell that to yourself. Accept me or not.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta talk to yourself. Tell yourself to stop thinking the way you're thinking and saying the things you're saying about yourself. You know? So we need to keep the conversation going, because connection is important. You know, there's so many people that have so many things in common, and you just don't know who can help who, and who, you know, what a compliment can do for your day when you see somebody. That, because people put on a face every day. I've done it. I put on a face every day. And in fact, I have many faces, you know, and you cannot hide behind that face for the rest of your life. So just connecting with people, being open, talking about things with people, find somebody you can trust, that you can talk to, that you can confide in, and that you know is going to support you. And you know, you just continue to do the work. That's my word of the day.
Y'all okay. That's it. I can't say anything top that. Instagram's about to get us off. We got like 30 seconds left. I'm gonna read these comments real quick. Miss Olivia Pope said, I almost missed the whole hour. I hate night classes. It's an interesting topic. Please post a live video for sure. She said from Toronto, Washington.
Wow.
Vans GMS, all your ladies have beautiful. These aren't my ladies, but all these ladies have beautiful skin and beautiful hair. Loving it.
Thank you.
AFP 206 yes. Drew. Vans GMZ said, on behalf of society, I'm so sorry. It has an unrealistic beauty standards. You are beautiful as is. Please don't feel inadequate because you're not. Olivia Pope is saying yes, they are completely beautiful. So yeah, y'all have fans. Feel free to follow them. I tagged them in the promo video. Please feel free to follow them. All their pages. I'll post to Instagram Live.